Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Grizzly3. Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be breaking down Wrestlemania 42. I'm going to be giving my predictions for every card. I'm going to be predicting the winners of every card. I'm going to go through night 1 first, obviously. I'm going to go through night 2 afterwards. These are all the matches listed. I don't think there's any more going to be added. It's currently Thursday, so one more SmackDown before this, but this will be the final card. Yeah, just let's get right into it with the first match of night 1 listed on the website, on WWE's website. The Vision and IShowSpeed in IShowSpeed's debut match versus LA Knight and the Usos. This is probably the hardest match to predict of the card, mainly because I don't think both sides need the win. The Vision never win anything. And IShowSpeed is obviously, this is like the big celebrity match of WrestleMania, so I would think they would want them to win. But also, the Usos and LA Knight are beloved, and I feel like you want to start off WrestleMania with the faces winning, with the good guys winning, and I think like they want to be able to do the Yeet celebration after the match with the Usos. But I'm going the Vision to win this match. I think the IShowSpeed debut. I think IShowSpeed could be someone that actually stays in the WWE, has multiple matches, similar to Logan Paul. So I think they want to give him a massive showcase. This is going to be like a coming out party for IShowSpeed. I think he's going to do incredible. He's one of the most athletic people I've ever seen. And I think he's going to fit super well in the WWE. I think his character, everything he does, screams WWE superstar. And I think he's going to have a great match. And I think he's going to get the pin over LA Knight. This is just, I can see both sides winning, but I think the more beneficial side is IShowSpeed and the Vision winning, because obviously they're the tag team champions. IShowSpeed's making his debut. They want the celebrity to win, look good. And the Usos losing will kind of carry me into my prediction later. So moving on to match 2. Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. This is another hard one to pick because Drew McIntyre has done the best work of his career over the last year. He deserves to win. He should have come into this WrestleMania as WWE champion. He was meant to, but plans change. Jacob Fatu's obviously being built up as a monster, someone that's very difficult to beat. And if Drew McIntyre beats him here, it kind of ruins all of the momentum for Jacob. But if Jacob Fatu wins this feud, where does Drew McIntyre go? Jacob Fatu has a lot more revenues to go if he loses than I believe Drew McIntyre does. But with all of that said, I think they want to build up Jacob Fatu a lot more. And I think Drew McIntyre, I think Triple H has a fucking boner for making him lose important matches. I really do. So that's why I'm picking Jacob Fatu to defeat Drew McIntyre. Or did I say Drew McIntyre to defeat Drew McIntyre? Or did I say Jacob Fatu? Regardless, I think they want to have Jacob Fatu be a main event superstar. I think this is going to be a brutal match. I think there's going to be blood. I think they're going to use a shit ton of weapons. I think they're going to go in the crowd. This is going to be a monster Extreme Rules match. Because I think this feud needs the brutality. And I think if there's enough brutality in this match, I think it kind of covers Drew McIntyre losing. I think he can recover from this loss better than Jacob Fatu could. Because if they have a grudge match, destroy both each other, and then Drew McIntyre beats Jacob Fatu, you're kind of slaying the beast too early, in my opinion. So I think Jacob Fatu beats Drew McIntyre after a devastating fight. Moving on. Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan. This is one of the easier ones to predict for me. I mean, I love Stephanie Vaquer. She's one of the best in-ring wrestlers currently working. I just think, no offense to her, but her English limits her. I think it limits her storylines, and I think WWE would rather have Liv Morgan, who's a much better character, and there's a lot more opportunities there to have her feuding with people because of her heel. She's a heel, and it's much easier to have. There's a lot more faces on the roster than there are heels. So I think Liv Morgan defeats her here, and I think that could build up to Raquel versus Liv. I think obviously if Liv Morgan loses here, that whole Raquel build has been kind of building up to her turning on Liv Morgan, and I think if she's not champion, there's not really much of a point to do that. I think Raquel needs to have that jealousy of Liv Morgan taking the title, and I think that's why she turns. And with Stephanie Vaquer, I can't really see where she goes. I think Stephanie Vaquer can win Money in the Bank, maybe. Actually, no, because I have Roxanne Perez winning, and then therefore you could have the implosion of the Judgment Day. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why I think Liv Morgan's gonna win. I kind of gave you my reasonings, but I can't give you any reasons why I think Vaquer would win. So yeah, Liv Morgan wins. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. Now this match is actually the hardest one for me to predict. I flip-flopped a lot on my. I actually put down the opposite person. I put down Becky Lynch as my winner, and last minute I changed it to AJ Lee. I think AJ Lee's a bigger name, kind of. They're both they're both superstars, but I think AJ Lee could have matches with other people. I think they want to have, like, per se, Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee. I don't think they want to give up that opportunity to have pay-per-view matches with AJ Lee for a title with a bunch of other superstars that she could propel into stardom. And I think Becky Lynch will just move on to the main roster or the main world champion. And I think AJ stays in the mid-card. Obviously, you don't want a part-timer being your main title holder. So that's why she's the Intercontinental Championship, a title that doesn't need to be featured on every weekly show. It's much easier on AJ Lee's schedule. And I think she wins this because Becky Lynch could just move on to bigger things. If AJ Lee loses, where does she go? Because she won't go up the totem pole if she loses to Becky Lynch. So I think it's smart to keep her as title as the champion and have her go on to feud with people of the likes of Roxanne, Raquel, Julia, Chelsea Green, a bunch of people. So I think that's why she wins. I could see Becky getting the ultimate win, dethroning AJ Lee, but this feud is kind of led up to AJ Lee winning the feud. And the fact is, there's no stipulation. You can't have Becky Lynch beat AJ Lee clean. I think that's going to be saved for a monumental push of a superstar. I think AJ Lee wins this fight. The women's Fatal 4-Way Tag title match. Now, this is hard for me to pick. The only team that I can't see winning is Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, because I think they're too valuable as single stars to win the title here. I think this is the final match of them being the tag team best friends. I think they implode in this match, and I think that's why they lose. I think they can't work together, or something happens that makes them turn on each other. You could keep the titles on Nia Jax and Lash Legend, but I think Lash Legends is going to go for a mid-card title. I think they really like her. She's incredibly talented. So that leaves me with the Bella Twins or Lyra and Bayley. And I'm not seeing many people pick this, but I'm going the Bella Twins. As soon as they announced that they wanted the tag titles, I immediately said the Bella Twins are going to win at Wrestlemania. They're the most iconic women's tag teams of all time. Why not have them win the tag team titles for the first time on the biggest stage of them all? You're not going to have Brie Bella around for very long. You're not going to have Nikki Bella around for very long. You need to capitalize on the time that they're there. And I don't think the tag team titles are going to be a main fixture on the weekly television after this, because I do believe the tag team division is fading as it is without Rio. Uh, I think the Bella Twins win this. I think they get that accolade. I think they get that big moment on the biggest stage of them all. And I think, because like, why else have them return as a tag team if they're not gonna win it? You don't want them to win it at like a random SmackDown. You want to have a big moment. I can't see Lyra and Bailey winning. I always thought they were going to turn on each other and just have another feud, but evidently not. And I don't know what Bailey's character is anymore. I also struggle to watch weekly TV, so that adds to my confusion. Moving on. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. The most random match on this card. Thrown together in the last 2 weeks. This match has had so many reworks. It was meant to be Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. Then it was probably going to be transitioned to Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins. Then there was reports it was going to be Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. Gunther was supposed to go against, who was it? Rey Mysterio at one point. Brock Lesnar at one point. Who was the one that got injured? Oh no, it was Rey Mysterio that got injured. And then he came back and went into the the title match, the IC title match, and that left Gunther without an opponent, and that's why this match is being thrown together. You don't beat Gunther. Seth Rollins obviously is coming off of an injury, but I think he could deal with a loss in one case, because both of these people can't really lose clean. If you beat Gunther clean here, you spit on the grave of John Cena and AJ Styles. He needs to carry that momentum for the rest of the year. He retired two of the greatest superstars of all time. You do not beat him clean. Seth Rollins, on the other hand, there's a storyline you could do, and that is why I'm picking Gunther to win. I think Braun Breaker is returning in this match, and I think he attacks Seth Rollins when the referee is not looking. I think he spears the shit out of Seth Rollins, and I think Gunther capitalizes on that and submits Seth Rollins, puts him to sleep. Seth Rollins does not tap out. Therefore, you have Seth Rollins losing due to interference, and he never takes a pin. It's the best way, and that would propel Seth Rollins to go against Braun Breaker. It gives him a storyline. It gives Gunther a massive win. Win-win. I think that's the way they're going to book this match. If they have either of these superstars lose clean, I think it's a terrible decision, and I think it's a waste of the potential future storylines. And, I mean, this match is going to be 5 stars. On to the main event. Pat McAfee versus Cody Rhodes. I heard that Randy Orton's injured. Or so they say on the dirt sheets. They're saying Randy Orton's working with back issues, and that plans have changed. I do not think plans have changed. I still believe that, you know what, before I give you my answer, I just want to, Pat McAfee in this feud ruined it. It ruined the potential for a great fucking feud. They shoehorned Pat McAfee in so they could have a famous person in this main event, and they didn't believe in the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud that we all did. 10 years of build up ruined by one bad decision. And I don't think they would have introduced Pat McAfee into this unless Randy Orton is winning the title. And I believe that's the much more interesting option. I can't see where Cody Rhodes goes from here. I can see Cody Rhodes snapping if he loses the world title to Randy Orton. I think there's a lot more possibilities to have feuds with Randy Orton as a bad guy now that he is a heel. I think there's a lot more interesting feuds he could have with the world title. And obviously, he will become the 15th time world title holder. That's why I'm picking Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton is well deserved of a title. I think Cody Rhodes does. I think the WWE realizes Cody Rhodes is getting stale. and that he needs a change in character. And I believe this will propel him to have that change in character. I think he'll be a little bit more darker. I think he'll be a little bit more angry. He'll be a little bit more Homelandery. And I think Randy Orton will continue beating the shit out of people. I think Pat McAfee will fade into obscurity after this feud. I think he'll kind of disappear. I think Randy Orton will stay at heel. And who knows, he could hold the title till, SummerSlam, a little bit past there. Let Kevin Owens recover from his neck surgery, and then have Kevin Owens dethrone Randy Orton. But I'm going to go with Randy Orton to win the main event of Night 1. Moving on to Night 2. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. This is the match I'm most excited for. Obafemi's in my top 5 favorite current wrestlers right now. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Obafemi's winning. If Brock Lesnar wins this match, this might be the singular worst booked Brock Lesnar match of all time. And that's including The Shriek. And that's including Kofi Kingston. I think Obafemi is so hot right now. He is such a superstar. He could be world champion by the end of this year if he beats Brock Lesnar. He needs that staple win. Brock Lesnar doesn't earn anything. He doesn't gain anything from this win. At least if he loses this, he can propel Obafemi into stardom. He can give him that boost that he needs to be a main eventer. Have this be a 5-minute match. Have this be a finisher fest. Don't give them 25 minutes. Give them 10 minutes max. Have Obafemi beat the shit out of Brock Lesnar. Have Brock Lesnar throw hands with Obafemi. F5 him a couple times. Have Obafemi kick out at 1. And have Obafemi pin him clean. Don't have any shenanigans. Beat him clean. Have that big celebration after dethroning the Beast. And he could be champion by SummerSlam. Brock does not need this win. He's retiring at SummerSlam. He's not going to be around very long. Obafemi's going to be the monster of the WWE for the next 15, 20 years. No reason to have this. This is my most excited match. Because I love Obafemi. Moving on. The Intercontinental Championship ladder match. The weirdest match on this card by so much. Why is JD McDonough in this match? Why is Rusev in this match? Honestly, why is Javon Evan in this match? This makes no sense. I mean, they could have had a lot better participants in this match. But this match is going to be a banger. Yes, Rey Mysterio was added as a late addition to bulk up this match. I think it's a great addition. There's only 2 possible winners. Penta is one of them. And the second one is Javon Evans. I want to see a title on Javon Evans. Javon Evans is my current favorite wrestler. He's such a bright spot in a poor WWE right now. He's so energetic. He has phenomenal matches wherever he goes, whatever he does, whoever he fights. Phenomenal matches. He's going to have some crazy spots in this match. He's diving over ladders. He's going to do an OG cutter off of the top of a ladder. This match is going to be insane. And Javon Evans is going to win it. And the celebration, the crowd's going to go wild for Javon Evans. It's going to be a feel-good moment. Everyone loves Javon Evans. He doesn't have any haters. Penta is obviously beloved by the WWE. But he doesn't really need the Intercontinental title. Because I think he could just go team up with his brother Rey Fenix and dominate the tag team division that desperately needs a strong title tag team to be at the top of that division. I think Javon Evans benefits wildly. He'll be the youngest Intercontinental title of all time. Title champion of all time, I believe. Maybe Randy Orton was younger than him. But Javon Evans my age. He's like 21. I think Javon Evans wins. And I'm very excited to see this match. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. This is another hard match to pick. I went into this match thinking Rhea Ripley was 100% going to win. But now that Jade has this little like gang behind her, this little faction with B-Fab and Meechin, it's much more 50-50. But I think the fact that Rhea Ripley's in this match is I don't think they have faith in Jade Cargill anymore. I think they wanted to put the title on her because they thought Bianca would be cleared by WrestleMania. She didn't get cleared, and that's why they rushed Rhea Ripley into this match. The feud has been dull, has not been good. I think Rhea Ripley wins. I think Rhea Ripley with a title is the best Rhea Ripley. If she wrestles weekly, people will start loving her. Yes, people are turning on her for no reason. She's definitely one of the most gifted wrestlers, female wrestlers in the company. She's one of the best on the mic. She has a lot more to offer than Jade Cargill, I believe. But the only reason I'm questioning if Rhea Ripley's going to win is because of the faction. Because why give her that faction if she's not going to be a champion? I think they can run back Jade winning the title when Bianca's cleared, because I think that's the marquee match, not Rhea versus Jade. I think Bianca versus Jade is the match you have to make. But I think Rhea as champion is well overdue. She hasn't been champion in I think just under 2 years. I want Rhea as champion, and I'm gonna book her to win this match cleanly with the help of Rhea taking out B-Fab and Meechin. I think Rhea beats Jade clean. You could run back this match on the next pay-per-view, whichever it is, Backlash, whatever it is. I think Rhea Ripley wins. Trick Williams better win this match. Carmelo Hayes got scammed. He got shafted in this match. He should have been in this match. Should have been a fatal 3-way. But Trick Williams is winning. They want to put a title on this dude. He's one of the most over wrestlers in the company right now. The crowd loves him, and he's a heel. He's one of the most entertaining to watch. His in-ring wrestling has improved drastically. Sami Zayn is a transition champion, and I think Trick Williams is going to win the United States champion, and then you're able to run the Carmelo versus Trick feud, which is obviously something they want. You could have Sami Zayn turning heel. Yeah, Trick's winning this. There's just not much to say. There's no way Trick Williams is not winning this. You get that whoop that Trick at WrestleMania as the celebration. I can see it in my head. You can see it in your head. Trick Williams is winning. Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio should not win this match. He gains nothing from beating Finn Balor. If they brought back the Demon to lose to Dominic Mysterio, he should quit. Finn Balor should go into Triple H's office, spit at him, right on his fucking big nose, and just quit. There's no reason this dude should be in the WWE if he loses this match. They clearly have something against Finn Balor. He's had a great start to 2026. He had that fantastic feud with CM Punk. He got turned on by Dominic Mysterio. He's bringing back the Demon. He's going to go on a solo run this year. And it all starts with beating his Demon in Dominic Mysterio. Solidifying himself as a face. Bringing back the Demon character, which everyone loves. I think it's going to be a quick 10-minute match and a pretty much a squash match for Balor. I think Balor easily wins this match. And I'm excited to see what they do after with Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor. And I think, Dominic, again, Dominic is not the type of wrestler that loses any credibility when he loses a match or when he wins one. I think Dominic Mysterio is winning Money in the Bank. I think Finn Balor is winning the IC title this year. I think they're both going to go on to better things, but Finn Balor needs this win. And on to the main event. The best built feud of the card. And I did do that little hint earlier of the Usos losing their match. I think Roman Reigns is defeating CM Punk to become the new world champion. And I think the Usos are going to help him. I think this match is going to be really good. I think this is going to be the longest match of the card. I think this feud is built really well, but I think CM Punk's time as world champion is coming to an end. I think it's been way too long since Roman Reigns has held a world title, and I think WWE knows that. I think they want him as a world champion, when the Street Fighter movie comes out, so that they can have Roman Reigns at the promotional events with the title. And I think the Usos are going to turn heel, and I think they're going to form the Bloodline again. I think Triple H knows that works, and I think they're going to do it. Because they've had the, segments with the Usos attacking CM Punk. We've had the segments of Roman and the Usos talking, saying, oh, it's my turn to attack CM Punk, so on and so on. It makes the most sense. Roman Reigns is going to win. He's going to win the B World title. If you guys disagree with my picks, tell me below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.